Morning, morning, morning. Y'all, I think we back. We about to see now. We about to see now what we got going on as y'all are coming into the room. We gonna see. We're going to see. What's up, Leola? I'm telling you. Hey, man. Hey, listen. Boy, one thing, listen, the devil, I mean Spectrum. I tell you what, you can't tell me that Satan and Spectrum ain't the same people. I am thoroughly convinced that Satan and Spectrum, they are the same folks. And that's for real. Hold on 1 second. Good morning, good morning. I'm gonna wait on y'all to get back in here. Turn that all the way up, because that live looks so dark. And why it looks so dark. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on, yeah, man. Listen, I'm talking about try to, won't work, because y'all know I go up there and plug all kind of stuff, be acting like I'm a whole Spectrum technician. Yeah, I know I get the blowing and stuff like it's the Nintendo cartridge. I be doing I be trying to do all kind of stuff. I go up there and try to make that thing work. So I went up there and and we back. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Happy New Day. Double tap on that screen. See, it's important that I have it up on TikTok, because TikTok is where I do the download it from TikTok and upload it on YouTube. So it's not, Facebook and Instagram, I don't really, keep them up there that long on those platforms. So I need to make sure that it's on my TikTok so that I'll be able to get it inside my Patreon, right? So double tap on that screen as you're coming back into the room. Hit that share button so everybody will know that we are live and that we are back in action, baby. So y'all go ahead, double tap on that screen, hit that share button, let everybody know that we are back. Crystal Love, do me a favor, make your way over to Facebook and let me know what's happening on the book real quick. Let me know if we got action over there or if I need to shut them all the way out. Oh, okay, well, never mind. I got Amanda Andrews popping up right now. So just go over there and put in the CA, put the CA back up so that way I can pin it back in the chat. Good morning, Grand Rising. We are back for part 2. This is part 2. Yes, TikTok is okay now. It wasn't TikTok, it's actually Spectrum. TikTok does not have a problem. It's actually Spectrum. But, you know what I'm saying? And again, like I told you, I believe that Spectrum and the adversary, I believe that they are the same individuals. As soon as we get to talking, man, I'm telling you, they get mad together. They got to be like the same person. But I'm going to rewind what I said right before it actually went out. But I'm going to wait on everybody to get back into the live. Y'all double tap on that screen. Hit that share button as you are coming into the screen, man. Double tap, double tap, double tap. This is Morning Walk, Word, and Worship. This is part 2. So we got about 30 minutes. So that, yeah, we're going to rewind it back. All the way back, right? So what we're going to be talking about real quick is the fact that we have to all understand, right? We have to all understand that that's how the enemy operates. The enemy's job is to distract you. His job is to pull you off course. The enemy's job is to keep you afraid and make you think, you know what I'm saying, to try to make you think, to try to convince you that if you walk away from it, if you cut ties with it, if you let it go, then you are going to be the person that is going to suffer. That's what the enemy wants you to think. Oh yeah, if you walk out of this relationship, then you're going to be suffering. If you walk away from this friendship, then it's going to be you that's going to be suffering. You're going to be the one that's going to be by yourself. You're going to be, if you walk away from this and I'm the one that do this and I'm the one to do that, then you're going to be the one that's going to be over there struggling in life. You ain't going to be able to make it without me. You ain't going to be able to do it without this. You know what I'm saying? This is the enemy's job, and all of that is a lie. All of that is a lie, baby. You have to understand that you're going to be perfectly fine. And not only that, we don't realize until later on in the game, we don't realize until after we've actually packed our stuff and moved all the way out, until we actually cut ties with these individuals in these different situations. We don't realize until we're completely up out of those situations. Then we'll realize I was better off without it, right? Put it inside the chat real quick. What, baby? Here you are thinking that you needed something that you really didn't, you really and truly didn't need, but it looked like you needed because of what was going on in that moment. And then the moment that you start growing and start evolving right there in life, then in that moment you realize what? I didn't even need it. I'm over here whining and crying about something that honestly I don't even need. Never needed it. Never needed it. And this is what we learn, but we don't learn that until later on in the game. You don't learn that until after you've walked away. You don't learn or see or accept that until after you've cut ties with it all the way together, right? So this is why it's so important for us, right? This is why it's so important for us not to operate with that spirit of fear. This is why you have to be willing to walk away and not even worry about what's going to happen. Let those bridges burn. Let those chips fall. Let whatever happen, go ahead and let that thing happen, and you go on about your business. This is what you have to do in these different types of situations. But you don't know that you're better off without it until you actually walk away. You don't know that you're better off without it until you actually go ahead and cut ties. The trick of the enemy is to keep you in that stuck, stagnant situation so that you never see that you never need it. So you sitting over there whining and crying about something that's actually the very thing that's hurting you. You've been deceived, right? You've been deceived. You sitting over there whining and crying and holding on to something, right? That's the very thing that you're crying about, the very thing that you're holding on to, the very thing that you're doing all of that about is the very thing that's destroying you. It's the very thing that's holding you hostage right there in that environment. This is why it's so important for you not to operate with that spirit of fear. You walking away, you humbling yourself, you getting to that place where you letting that bridge burn, you letting those chips fall, you letting that wall come tumbling down. That is empowering, and you don't know what's on the other side of that wall, what's on the other side of that bridge, what's on the other side of that thing until you get over there to it. You don't know. Yeah. Exactly, friend. You look back over there and say, I can't believe I was crying about that. You'll look back over there and you'll say, I can't even believe that I wasted all my time, all my energy on that. I can't believe that I invested I can't even believe that I'm in debt right now because of that. You mean to tell me that I went through all of that and I put up with all of that and wait, what? What? You'll start to look at your life and the things that you put up with, the things that you tolerated, how you was moving in your life, and you will say, there's no way in the world that I actually put up with that. There's no way in the world that I actually settled for that. There's no way in the world that I was out here letting somebody treat me like that. There's no way in the world. You mean to tell me I was over here whining and crying and going through stress and depression and everything else, and this is what it really and truly was? You don't know that's what it was until you walk up out of it. This is why you cannot operate with the spirit of fear. The whole entire time you over there going through all of that, putting up with all of that, making all those sacrifices, walking away from people that genuinely love you, that care about you, that want the best for you, because the enemy is doing what? Separating you from that. Understand me, because you got some folks in your life, they're very toxic, they're very narcissistic, they're very manipulative. And if you got folks in your life that'll tell you, that expose who they are to you, understand me, guess what they'll do? They'll make sure that they ruin that relationship. They'll make sure that they lie, and they'll put a whole entire block in between you and that individual, because they don't need nobody in your ear exposing you to the truth about them. You'll be looking at them and you trying to figure out why you don't like her so much. Why you always speaking on her? Why you so negative about him? Why is he such a big deal in this relationship? Like, y'all don't even have to talk, but you always bringing up this person's name because that person already know that person sees right through them. Understand me? They know that person had that set of eyes where they're able to see right through their soul, and what they don't want that person telling you the truth. They don't want that person to expose who they are to you. Understand me? So a narcissistic individual will go outside of their way to make sure that you by yourself. And why you by yourself? That you only codependent on them. By yourself and codependent on them. Come on, Nicole. Let's be real about it. Y'all double tap on the screen. By yourself and codependent on them. And this is the reason why I tell you guys on a regular basis, come on in. I see you, bad girl. Y'all making y'all way back now. Y'all making y'all way back. This is why I'm telling y'all right now, don't be afraid to walk away from nothing, right? Do you hear me when I say that? Hey, Miss Tia, how you doing? Baby, don't be afraid to walk away from nothing. As of this moment, don't be afraid to walk away from nothing. Come on, Lily, double tap on that screen. Hey, Miss Brown, how you doing this morning? Deborah Cunningham, good morning to you. Krista, good morning to you. Sweet friends say, sweet baby Jesus. Come on, talk to me nice. Strength of a woman, let's be real. real. Stop being afraid to walk away from stuff. You don't know what it's going to be for you. You don't know what it's going to do for you until you get over there. That's it. That's all. That's the joy of exploring and doing brand new things. When that wall of Jericho, when that wall came tumbling down, they was out there walking around that wall. Not now time and not now part of that scripture that they say that any piece of that wall struck anybody that was out there. Understand me, when God starts tearing down walls in your life, you are not going to be hurt by those walls. You're not going to be casualties. You're not a fragment of that wall is going to touch you. When God starts tearing down, I just need for y'all to know that. I need for y'all to know that. I need for y'all to understand that. I need for y'all to make sure that y'all got that right there. I need for y'all to make sure that that part alone is sitting right there in the front part of y'all. No, throw a little highlighter on top of that part right there. Right, yeah, that part right there. Throw a little highlight. Throw a little highlight on that. I need a little highlight thrown on top of that part right there. Do you feel me? I need for you to know that when God starts tearing down those walls of Jericho in your life, when he starts removing those things out of your life, those things that are no longer servicing you, those things that are no longer good for you, those things that are no longer in support of your higher self, when God starts tearing down those walls in your life, not a fragment, not a piece, not a stone from that wall is going to touch you. Do you hear me? So you don't have to be afraid of, oh, I'm going to get hurt in the process, or it's going to damage me in the process, or I'm gonna be a casualty to the process. No ma'am, no sir. Whatever God gonna do in your life, he's gonna always make sure that he protects you, and he's gonna protect and he's going to shield you with the same level of protection and shielding that he provided with every single other one of his children all throughout the scripture. Do you hear me? All throughout the scripture, this is what it was. This is how he moves. Even when we're talking about the lady with the issue of blood, right? When she was out there, she had an issue of blood and had this for years. And I want to get back into that, but y'all be patient with me real quick, right? When she had that issue of blood, the protocol was that she was not even supposed to be out there amongst them. She was considered to be unclean. She ain't had no business out there. She ain't had no business touching nobody, none of that. But here she is, all acting outside of protocol, right? Doing what she ain't got no business doing according to the law. Don't you bother that. Don't you bother that. Don't you bother that. Hold on, Gigi. Yeah. Don't you bother that now. Yeah, your internet just got started working right now. Just be patient. Yeah, according to the law, you ain't even supposed to be out here. You out here doing something all out of order, baby. You really pressing, and then you got the nerve to be out here talking about something. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do that. I see you, Lily. I ain't gonna do that. I got something else to do now. I got something else to do. Listen. So here you are out here. And you all in the midst of folk that you know that you're not even supposed to be in the midst of, because they look at you as unclean. And this is right here. This is for the folks that's right now that study struggling on your spiritual journey, because you got some judgmental people that's surrounding you that want to try to tell you that you cannot worship, that you cannot praise, that you cannot be a child of God because of whatever reason that they have brought up in their own mind. I want you to understand that everybody's journey is uniquely designed strictly for that person. None of these people, understand me, got a heaven or hell to place you in. As a matter of fact, some of the people that you think will make it will be the very ones that will not make it. Understand me. I want you to hear me loud and clear. That right there is for the person that feel discouraged. That right there is for the person who feel heavy-hearted. That right there is for the person that feel like they're not good enough, that they're not worthy enough, that their lifestyle and what they've been doing all these years, and God, listen, he's a forgiving God. He's a compassionate God. The only person that's worried about the person that you used to be is the haters, is the opposition. Please do not be your own hater. Hello, somebody, would you say, Coach, don't be your own hater. Don't stop yourself from being able to grow and evolve the way that you need to. Hear me when I say that. It's geeky. Appreciate you so much. Don't let nobody tell you that you are not a child of God. Do not let nobody tell you that you cannot praise, that you cannot worship, that you are not fit for the kingdom, because nobody walking God's green earth has that type of power or authority. Understand me? And you ain't got to argue with a soul about it. You ain't got to debate with a soul about it. You ain't got to sit down and tennis no conversation with not down person walking God's green earth about it. Understand me? You don't. I just want to put it out there. You absolutely do not have to. You don't. You don't have to argue with nobody about it. All you have to do is live and walk, talk, live and breathe in your own truth. Understand me. Those that are there for you, that will support you, that they going to do that either way. They going to do that anyway. So I need for you to understand, never allow somebody else to try to tell you what your assignment in Christ really and truly is, because there's not a man or woman walking God's green earth that got a heaven or hell to place you in. Hear me with your heart. And those that you think that will make it, gonna be some of the very ones that will not make it. Understand me, everybody's spiritual journey is uniquely designed strictly for that individual, and what may be good for them might not be good for you. What you want and what they want, it will not be the same. Y'all taste buds ain't even the same. You like dark chocolate, they like white chocolate. Understand me, that's how the spirit world at work as well. What works for you might not work for me. What you want, it might not be what I want. Your journey and my journey is not the same thing. That's why I don't measure my life up to your life. I measure my life up to that word. That's why I don't look to you for validation. I don't look to you for approval. I don't look to you to give me the green light or the go ahead or the pat on the back before I do what God has called me to do. I just go do what God has called me to do, and then I let him work out all the kinks along the way. And that's exactly what you have to do on your journey. Just what you got to do on your journey. That lady out there's been struggling for 12 years, going all against protocol. You consider unclean. You ain't got no business out there touching the soul. And the same level of protection that he gives to one, he gives to us all. Because after she done what she done, he felt the virtue leave from him. She was instantly healed. He addressed her, and his protection for her was when he called her his daughter. He let everybody that was standing out there, he let them know in that moment that this is who she is. That's all. He didn't even have to say too much. He didn't even have to say too much, Evelyn. He just let them know. He just let them know her covering was that's my daughter. But that's the covering right there, which meant, you ain't got to worry about her no more. I'm the 7. You ain't got to worry about her no more. Oh, her need has been supplied. And this is what God is going to do when it comes down to each and every one of his own. You don't have to go outside of your way, right? Trying to prove anything to anybody. And truth be told, that there's going to be some people on this journey. You can have all the anointing in the world. You can have all this and all of that. And guess what? And they still gonna find a reason. They gonna still find a reason. They gonna still have something that they want to say, good, bad, or indifferent. And this is the reason why you ain't got no business being caught up on people. Understand me. This is why you ain't got no business over there trying to worry about the acceptance or the approval of other people. Understand me. This is why Paul said, hey, am I here to satisfy people or am I here to satisfy Christ? Because if I'm here to satisfy people, then I'm not satisfying Christ. Understand me. You have to pick which one of those things that you're going to be in this thing for. Your DRC. Your DRC. So again, I say to the person that is struggling right now in life, you walking away from that relationship, that friendship, that familyship, that jobship or whatever, I need for you to understand you have to remove that spirit of fear, right? That spirit of I'm afraid to be by myself. I'm afraid to grow old alone. I'm afraid of, just having to deal with the ramifications of it. There's nothing that you're going to have to deal with from that situation. You will feel extremely empowered. When you make a decision in your life to choose you, right? It's an empowering type of feeling, and it may not feel that way at first because it's going to be something that's brand new to you. But I promise you, every single day that you wake up and you put one foot in front of the other, every single day that you push yourself, every single day that you get up and you choose to do this every day, the more and more you're going to build your self-esteem and you're going to build your confidence. And the more that you build your self-esteem and your confidence and you lock in with Christ, the more that you're going to start to see things shift in your favor. Do you hear me? You won't hurt like how you hurt. You're not going to hurt that way always. You're not going to be down bad and feel those feelings off and on like how you do. You're not going to feel that way always, but you're going to have to take the good with the bad. Remember when I said that? Yeah, I said that to y'all yesterday. You're going to have to take the good and the bad, right? The good is going to always be there and the bad is going to always be present as well. You can't have one thing without having the other. They're going to come as a package, but just because it's out there, the good and the bad, you have to use your DRC. You have to use your DRC. When you wake up, you have to decide, I'm going to go with the good. When you're going through tough times in your life, I'm going to focus on the good. When I'm over here, I'm going to focus on the good. The good and the bad is always going to be right there. Just like they was in the Garden of Eden, they had good trees and they had bad trees. They had to make a decision as to which one of those trees that they were actually going to eat from. Understand me? And that DRC has been there since the beginning of time. You have a divine right of choice. Which one of these trees are you going to eat off of? Which one of these ways are you going to follow? How locked in are you really going to be when it comes down to your life? It's all depending on you. How far you go, how much you grow, what level of life you live on. These things are all resting on the work that you put in. Remember what I told you yesterday. If you ain't planting those seeds, ain't no need in you grabbing your straw hat. Don't throw on your cowboy boots. Don't go in there and get your straw basket, because you can't pluck up nothing that you did not plant. And you're going to walk out there and you ain't going to have nothing but cement. You ain't going to have nothing but gravel. There's not going to be anything producing because you did not drop anything out there. You have to actively plant these seeds in your life every single day. And not just plant them, you have to plant them, you have to water them, you have to make sure the sun is hitting them. Understand me, this you have to nurture it on a regular basis so that it can grow and it can evolve in your life. You got to do some work. You can't just send up a petition, you can't just send up a request. You got to be actually involved in your life. Understand me, a runner don't win a race, right? A runner don't win a race because they showed up to the starting line, right? Can you imagine? You got 10 runners out there on the track. You got 10 runners. All the runners are lined up out there on the track. Good morning, Cook by Nature. How you doing, sweetheart? That's right. You got everybody and they're lined up out there. Everybody is lined up. They on 1 through 10. Everybody is there. And while everybody is there, as soon as they say pow, as soon as the pow go off, then what happens? Everybody takes off running. Everybody takes off running. When they start running, they're running full speed ahead. Right? These runners are not like horses. They don't have blinders on. The horses have blinders on to keep them in track. A person that is running track, y'all do me a favor. If you don't see the Chosen family in the chat, right inside the Patreon, we are back. Some of them might not know that we're back, but I need for them to be here because I need them to be involved in the message. I need them to make sure that they got the notes, right? So I need for you to understand, you got 10 runners. They all lined up out there on the track. While they out there on the track, then the pow, they hear the pow go off. Now they do what? They take off running. These people have to be trained to stay in their lane. Well, come on, the wizard. Come on. That hit different. I see you, Danielle. How you doing, sweetheart? We back. Yeah. They are trained to do what, blessed queen? They are trained to do what? Stay in their lane. They are trained to stay in their lane. They are trained, there we go, Lily. We are trained to do what? Stay in their lane. They're trained to stay in their lane. They don't look to the left, they don't look to the right. And the reason why they don't look to the left or the right, because if they take their eyes off of their lane, then they have the potential of going over into that lane and ending up losing the race. So they are trained. They practice this on an everyday basis. They are trained to focus on that lane. When they take off running, they take off running, right? But if you got 10 racers, you got 10 runners, and all these runners are out there, right? And the pow go off and everybody starts out running. Everybody takes off running. And then what happens? One person is still sitting over there. They got their foot on that little silver thing that they got out there. They still in the get set part, right? They still at good set, and everybody else then took off running, and you still right there. How you gonna win the race when you still at get set? How did you miss go? How did you miss go? You still in the get set position. They been yell go. They been yell go. And you are still at the get set position. And they been yell go. How are you going to win the race when you are still at the get set position? You ain't even took off yet. You cannot win the race if you are not in the race. Baby, you cannot win the race if you are not in the race. Understand me. And this game, this thing right here in life, this is more like a race. This ain't like basketball where you ain't even got to be out there on the court, but you still gonna get a ring. This not basketball. This not football. This not one of these things. This is a every man for himself. In order for you to receive A medal. You got to be in the race. You got to run. You're not going to get, you're not going to get a medal. They got a podium. They got a podium. And that podium holds 3 places. That's first, second, and third. That's what that podium holds. You got 10 races out of there. And some of those folks are not going to make it. Some of those folks will never see that podium. And now one of those positions. What are you saying? Everybody won't make it. Everybody won't win. Everybody won't have the opportunity to get up on that podium. You got to run. You got to be focused. You got to be locked in. And when you get out there, you got to make sure that you stay in your own lane. You got to run. You got to be focused. And when you get out there, you got to make sure that you stay in your own lane. Thank you, Gail Loves Life. I appreciate you. You got to run. You got to stay focused. And when you get out there, you got to make sure that you stay in your own lane. You don't need their acceptance. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You don't need their applause. You don't need their pat on the back. You don't need their go ahead and do it. No, you just need to follow the assignment that God has given you. They're not going to always understand it. They're not going to always get it. They're not going to always support it. And that is A-okay. Some folk will never get past the person that you used to be. Understand me. Some folk, no matter how much you change, no matter how much you grow, no matter how much you evolve in life, there's some folks in your life, they'll never get past the person that you used to be. They'll never let that old you go. They'll never let that old you be put to rest. Understand me. They'll never let it go. Why? Because they don't want the responsibility of treating you better. They don't want the responsibility of having to say, oh yeah, you really changed. You really grown. You really are somebody different. And don't be surprised when that be your family, because majority of the time, those are the main ones. Your family, if you allow them to, they will hold you hostage in your past. Your family, if you allow them to, they will keep you stuck. They will keep you stagnant, and they will always look at you and treat you like you that same little child. Oh, you this and you that. Yeah, that's the reason why you got to make sure that them be the first. I get up out y'all face first. And do first. Yeah, get up. First. Expeditiously, baby. I do it the fast way. There's nobody in my life that is safe, and they know that already. There's absolutely nobody in my life. Listen, my boundaries are so strict. They so real, baby. One thing's for sure, 2 things for certain is I will snip. Do you hear me? I have absolutely no problem with not ever talking to people ever again. It's just the way that I make up. I'm made up that way. I want you to know that when I say snip, I mean real life snip. I will get out your face and out your way, and I will do it expeditiously. Nobody in my life is safe. Understand me. The moment that I started operating with Christ conscious, right? The moment that I started understanding what it was to really know and understand who God is, right? And who God is in my life without the, without the other people popping in and telling me this, that, and the third. Baby, I'm going to tell you right now, for some people, the worst mistake that they made was putting me in a position where I learned God on my own. When I started learning God on my own and developing my own relationship with God, when I started fasting and praying on my own, understanding this word and whatnot on my own, that was the worst thing for some folk. Why? Because they already knew that they was on their way up out the door. I'm talking about I had all these people that were smiling, grinning up in my face that I hung out with on a regular basis and everything else. Now I be in here and I be reading 4-5 books at one time. I need for you to understand 2 chapters out of this one, 2 chapters out of that one, then pull another one, then be over there on Google. I'm looking up words. My whole entire kitchen table be looking like I am a freshman in college. Understand me. That's how much stuff I be studying at one time. And don't let me be at this house by myself, because if I'm at this house by myself, I got so smooth it. I know how to put it up on the TV too. So I have the TV up there hitting all kind of buttons, and I'm looking up stuff from up there as well. And don't let me really have no time, because I have other motivational speakers, teachers, preachers, ministers, apostles, and everything else. I have them going, and I'm picking up this and picking up that, and I'm dissecting this and dissecting that. I'm telling you now. I'm trying to tell you, Melanie. When I say powerful, it is super powerful when it's applied. I be taking in stuff all over the place, dissecting stuff all over the place, and by the time I get finished doing what I'm doing, the last thing I want to do is deal with folk. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm talking about, yeah. Now, last thing I want to do is deal with folk. I don't even care if you call me or not. I don't care if we talk or not. Care if we deal with folk or not. I live the scripture in this world, but not of this world. I really and truly do. I live it every single day, and it wasn't on purpose. If I'm going to be honest with anybody, I'll be real with you. It wasn't on purpose. So I'm telling this to you as well. Come on, I just want to be real with y'all. It's not going to happen to you on purpose. Thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate you. Y'all double tap on the screen where y'all at. Y'all at 55, get us up to 100K. I don't know where, when we cut it off, I'm not sure where we cut it off. And I think we was well at 100K though. Am I right or am I wrong? Somebody help me on TikTok. When we went out, were we already at 100K? Y'all double tap on the screen. Let's get some love going. Let's get some love going. Double tap on the screen. Let's get some love going. Yeah, let's get some love going. Let's get right. Let's get right. Knowledge is powerful when it's applied. It got to be applied first. Y'all double tap on that screen. Can we get some love going? Can we get some love going? Facebook, let me know if y'all still here. I had a call trying to get through. Facebook, let me know if y'all still here. If y'all still here, y'all let me know that y'all still here real quick. Double tap on that screen. Let me see some hearts going upside the screen. If I need to restart y'all, let me know. She says, I can listen to you all day. Sweetheart, you don't even know I can talk all day. I can talk all day too. I want you to know that I can talk all day. Facebook, let me know if you guys can hear. If you guys can hear me, see me. If y'all are running over there on Facebook, let me know. Okay, Crystal said yes. Purple Flowers 93. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I love you. Thank you so much. Y'all double tap on my screen. Send me some love. Send me some love. All 3 platforms. Let me get some love going. Can I get some love going over there on Facebook? Yes. I want you to know this, right? So it doesn't happen on purpose. When you start to separate yourself, when you start growing and evolving in Christ, you don't intentionally say that I'm about to cut everybody off. The reason why you start cutting people off is because you start to see the true nature of people. You start to see their real heart. You start to see that their relationships, right? You start to see that the relationship that you thought that you had with them is not really that type of relationship. You start to see that it's not real. You start to see that it's inauthentic, right? And the more that you start to see that in your life, you can't unsee it. So once you see it, you're like, man, I can't pretend that you are not who I know that you are. You know what I'm saying? I can't pretend that I didn't see what it is that I saw, right? You start to see these people. Thank you, Rashida. I appreciate you, right? So you say, I can't pretend to not see that anymore. And it makes it very uncomfortable for you to sit in those environments and for you to sit with those people because you know the truth about them. See, when you didn't know the truth, you could sit up under them and laugh and joke and do everything else because of the simple fact of you didn't know it. You can laugh and joke and do all of that because you didn't know it. But the more that you know and you gain understanding, you're like, nah, I don't want that for me. You know what I'm saying? You will be on this journey and you'll be like, nah, I don't want that for me. I don't want to have to be that type of person. I don't want to deal with that type of mess. I don't want people in my life that I got to question. I don't want people in my life that are unsure about me. I don't want people in my life that think that they can halfway love me. I don't want people in my life that think that they can halfway support me, that they can halfway show up for me. I don't want people in my life that I don't know where I stand with you. So because I don't know where I stand with you, I choose not to stand with you all together. So you find yourself in a place where you're just by yourself and you're comfortable by yourself because I know that when I'm loving me and when I'm here for me, hey Cook, when I'm here for me, I know that I'm good. Understand me, I sleep peacefully knowing that I ain't got nobody out there humiliating me. I ain't got nobody out there that's embarrassing me. I sleep peacefully knowing that I'm not dealing with nobody smiling and grinning up in my face and then behind my back you downing me. Understand me, that you feel a certain type of way about me subconsciously. You in my face pretending and grinning like it's all to the good when you know you got these negative feelings over here. I'm no longer dealing with that. Now I'm no longer dealing with that. And we get all the way up out of that. And the thing about it is the more that you grow, the more that you evolve and develop up here and you start operating with that sober type of mentality anyway, guess what? Some folk can't handle you with a clear mind. They can't handle you with a healthy mind. They can't handle you knowing that they can't handle that. The only version of you that they can really handle is the version of you that's out of your mind. The version of you, understand me, that don't know your worth, that don't know your value, that don't know if you're coming or going. They can't even handle the sober you. They can't handle the healthy you. They can't handle the happy you. They can't handle the joy for you. They can't handle that version of you, right? Because when you are at your best, you are able to see things and see them so clearly. You're able to identify BS. You able to pick up on it from a mile away. They can't tell you know anything. They can't come and say this and say that, and you just bite it and just no. You become a person that is very attentive. You become a person that is very locked in. You become a person, understand me, that's able to pick up on everything, and they can't stand that. And you can't either. That's a double whammy. They can't stand it, and you can't either. Because the more that you operate with that Christ consciousness and you start to grow and evolve on that level, the things that you start picking up on, you get mad. You get mad that they fake. Anybody ever experienced that? You be so mad that they fake. I'm so mad that you fake. You was like my favorite. You was like my favorite one. Yet when you start growing and evolving in Christ and you start developing that Christ conscious, it's a double whammy. It's a double whammy. It's very hurtful, Kira. I'm being serious right now. It's very hurtful. You get mad. You get furious, right? And the reason why you get so mad and you get, the reason why you start to feel that way is because you was my favorite. I actually liked you. I liked you a whole heap. Do you understand me? I liked you a whole heap. And I never expected that from you. I didn't think nobody like you would come through and do that to me. I never saw you as a liar. I never saw you as a manipulator. I never saw you as a user and an abuser. I didn't know that you was this narcissistic. You was this toxic. That you was this draining. I didn't even notice that about you. You get so freaking mad because you like them. And some of us love them even. I didn't know you was like that too. What? I've been sleeping with the enemy. I've been sleeping with my op. Now you see exactly how Samson felt. But Samson was aware. Some of y'all are not being tricked into a trap. You walking into the trap, and Samson walked into the trap. Some of you know exactly what it is that you're dealing with, but you pretend that you don't know because you love him so much. Because you love him and you love her so much so that you put up with stuff even though you know it's questionable. Like, yeah, you be talking like a real hater. Understand me, for somebody that say that they love me so much, some of the stuff that come up out your mouth, I'm not really sure, right? Yeah. Some of us, we not blind to the fact that the way that they talk to us, that they probably shouldn't be saying stuff like that to people that they say that they love. Understand me, how you love me, but then you say what you say to me, the way that you say it to me. I don't have a problem with you telling me your truth. I want you to always be able to tell your truth, but I also want you to be able to tell your truth in a way of love, so that I can receive it in love, so that I can grow in love. Why does your truth have to hurt the way that it does? Understand me, your truth don't have to hold punches. You can tell me the truth, and you can talk to me like you love me. Understand me, and see, that's where I draw the line at right there, baby. I'm willing to talk about anything. You can discuss anything in the world with me, but when you talk to me, you better talk to me like you love me. When you talk to me, you better sure enough talk to me with a level of respect. I'm telling you that right now, because that's one thing that I do not play about. I don't play about how you talk to me, and the choices of words that you have. You better make sure that you have thought about it. You better almost been and wrote your whole conversation down before you even approach me, because I don't play with words. Words are like time, and you cannot get it back. Tread lightly, because I'm the type of person that's going to make you stand on it. I'm going to make you stand on whatever it is that you said to me. I am the type of person that's going to make you stand on it. And when I say stand on it, I'm talking about all 10. When you say that you're not happy, when you say that you are not, go find your happy. When you say that you're not fulfilled, when you say you don't want the relationship, the friendship or whatever, oh, no. Ain't no backtracking on that. Now you go find the friends that you want. Go find the life that you want. Go find that thing that you want. Oh, baby, this ain't no Uno reverse over here, baby. I don't play games with people. I told y'all I'm unplaywoodable. I do not play games with people. You can't hit no Uno reverse over here. Hello. This is not Monopoly, baby. You can't go back to go. You can't go back to go over here. I don't play like that. I don't let folk play up in my life. And that be the problem right there. Y'all let people play too many games. Understand me. They looking at you like Uno. They looking at you like checkers. They looking at you like Monopoly. Some of y'all leaving Jenga. They just be pulling out pieces, and then you come tumbling down. Then you rebuild yourself again, and you let them pull out the pieces, and you come tumbling down again, and then you put yourself back together, and then you pull out the pieces, and you come tumbling down again. Oh, baby, baby, no. That ain't gonna be that. I don't do no playing. I don't do no playing, sweet. So I'm too old for that. I'm 47, baby. I don't do no playing. Yeah, none of that. That's out the door right there. You gonna have, yeah, I'm telling you. And I'm cool with apologies though, friend. You can apologize to me. You can change your behavior and all of that, but that does not guarantee you a reconnection with me. So again, you better tread lightly. You better be careful. Everybody that apologize and I accept their apology, I do not always reconnect with them. Understand me. There's some people that I have done that with, but there's some people that you can apologize until your tongue hurt, and I can accept your apology over and over and over. I accept your apology. I understand that you made a mistake, but I will never give you that type of access again. I will never give you that same version of me again. I will never deal with you in that capacity again. Every apology does not warrant a reconnection. And just because I decide to not reconnect with you after you apologize and I accept the apology does not mean that I'm bitter towards you. It don't mean that I got beef with you. It doesn't mean that I have a problem when it comes down to you. It just means that I have a boundary that is now put in place pertaining to you. I don't let you get that type of way close to me no more. And that is okay. Stop letting people trick you into thinking that you're wrong because you got a boundary. Let me drink my water. Every apology don't warrants a reconnection. I ain't got to reconnect with you. And I ain't got to explain to nobody else while I'm not reconnecting with you either. I don't have to reconnect with you, and I ain't got to explain to nobody else while I'm not reconnecting with you too. So yeah, I tell people that too. I don't have to break down why I left nobody that was not good for me. I'm telling you that right now. Y'all got to stop doing stuff like this, baby. Yeah, I don't have to break down to you while I walked away from somebody that wasn't good to me. I don't have to give you no type of 1 and 1 equals 2, but me walking away from somebody that was not good to me. Why you don't see me? Because you don't see me and them together no more. That's it. And don't ask me about nobody you don't see me with. You don't see me with them. You didn't see me walk in with them. You ain't seen me being posting them. You ain't seen me been talking about them. You don't see nothing that got nothing to do with me and them. So don't ask me about nobody you ain't seen me with. Understand? That's it. That's all. Stop bringing up other folk to other folk. I don't like talking about people that ain't here. If they not here, then what you talking about? Go ask them what they got going on. But don't ask me about nobody you don't see me with. Period. Understand me? Like it's just certain things that I don't like, and I don't have to explain that to you. I don't have to break that down. You know what I'm saying to you? If I cut somebody off because they was toxic to me, Kim, then that's me cutting that person off because they was toxic to me. I don't care. Understand me? I don't care how good they is to you. I don't care what type of relationship you got with them. That's you and them. That ain't got nothing to do with me. They was good to you, but they was trash to me. They respected you, but they disrespected me. They came over there and they treated you a certain type of way. Well, when they came over here, they did not treat me with that same level of respect. So your relationship with them and my relationship with them ain't the same. It is what it is, and I don't have to break that down to you while I no longer deal with them. Sure. For real. Double tap on my screen. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it, blessed queen. That'll do it. And you better go ahead on too. Better go ahead on. So what we were talking about again, because we got off course because the internet went out and all of that. We were talking about the stages when you are in a alone stage, and it says loneliness that's associated with spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening, loneliness is often intertwined. Spiritual awakening and loneliness is often intertwined. The awakening process can involve intense introspection, letting go of old identities and confronting deep inner truths, leading to the feelings of isolation and disconnection from others. You start to learn the truth about people and the truth about yourself, and you start to see what's for you and what's not for you. And based on that, you start to get on up out of folk face and up out of folk way. Period, point blank. However, these feelings are not necessarily a sign of failure. Understand that, but rather a natural part of the journey towards a deeper self-awareness. You becoming aware of yourself, right? And the people that surround you, and the connection with one's and God. The connection with your oneness, you start to connect more with yourself and connect more with God and less with the people and places and things of this world. As you're on your spiritual journey, you start to separate yourself from people, not because you don't love them, not because you don't want the relationship to work or anything like that. You start to see the real them, the real you, and you start to see where you guys are no longer compatible. You start to see where you guys were trauma bonding. You start to see where you guys were just both miserable and y'all were both keeping each other company. This is what you start to realize in that situation. And once it becomes crystal clear for you, you cannot unsee what you saw, and it's time for you to move on with your life. I love you, but I see that you're not good for me. I love you, but I see that this relationship ain't really working for me. I love you and I want the best for you, but I see that I am not the best for you, and nor are you the best for me. And then you continue to move on with your life. That's how that works, right? So point one that I gave on yesterday. Yeah, I know, y'all. I have to add 20 minutes. I have to add 20 minutes because I had to go get the internet to work. So we were out and I had to go unplug. I had to go play Spectrum technician. I had to be a technician real quick, right? So the ego, desolation, and loneliness, right? And it says spiritual awakening often involves undoing of the ego. Right? So it undoes the ego. So we off at 10:30. Y'all keep me at 10:30. So it involves undoing the ego, which can lead to periods of aloneness and disconnection from the world. This can manifest as feelings misunderstood by others and finding that your values and belief are different from those of your social circle. My social, I want to say social sites, and it's social circles. So in other words, a part of your awakening is you're going to start to shut your pride down. You'll start to shut your ego down, right? You'll start to humble yourself in a place where you start to acknowledge that everything that's happening in your life is all spiritual, right? A part of your awakening is when you're undoing your ego, right? You're humbling yourself and you're understanding that everything that you're experiencing in your life is all spiritual. It's all spiritual. And it does become a part that you feel a little out of place with. And the reason why you start to feel a little out of place with it is because people that were in your social circle, some of these people are not going to get it. They're not going to understand that. They're not going to be on board with it. And some of them not even going to support it. They're going to look at you and say, wait a minute, we were trying to go to Miami. Baby, we thought we was going to be on a yacht. And you over here talking about going to an empowerment event. I don't want to sit in no empowerment event. Oh, wait a minute. I thought that we were about to buy a section. And I was going to send you, I was going to cash app or Zelle you my funds so that you could put it in there. And we was going to do this and that. But now I see you, that ain't what you talking about. You talking about, you know what I'm saying? You want to go and you want to hear somebody preaching or speaking or doing that. Like, that ain't my type of party way, because they ain't going to have no what there. They don't, y'all are not on the same page. What it is that you want for your life, how you move it in your life is completely different from the life that you was once living. And now you want to do things that are more fulfilling, right? More satisfying. You want to do things that's going to change the whole way that you think and the way that you live in your life. And that's going to mean that it's going to cost you some relationships. It's going to cost you some friendships. It's going to cost you some people in your life that you thought was going to be on this journey with you all the way to the end. And the fact of the matter is, Devont DRC, which way you gonna go? What you gonna do? When you start to see that your life is growing, it's evolving, and it's requiring more out of you, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna dilute you? Are you gonna water you down? Are you gonna do what you can do to hold on to both? These are all decisions that you have to make. These are all decisions that you have to make, because God is not going to force you. He says, hey, look, it's time to change. It's time to grow. It's time to evolve. It's time to go for more in your life. What are you going to do? That decision is all resting on you. Bullet point number 2 is detachment and sovereignty. This is a brand new note. I wanted to make sure I dropped something brand new today. Even though everything we did at the first part of this is brand new. That first hour we was outside definitely winging, right? We was just out there in the wind letting God just do what he gonna do. This second part, we winged the first part and now we in notes, right? So, hey, listen, it is what it is. Detachment and sovereignty, right? We still in the aloneness associated with the awakening. Detachment and sovereignty. Tony Flag, appreciate you. I see it in your notes, right? It says, the spiritual path can involve a detachment from external sources of comfort and validation. Come on, y'all want to talk? I thought the first part of this live was all the way out there, but hold on. Now the first part of this live go with the first note that I'm dropping for the day. Boy, I tell you how God works. He just be doing stuff. He just be doing stuff. Because what? Now we understand. Remember? At 8 o'clock when I first came on, I was telling y'all like how you would start to look at a job and tell the job, hey, look, you are my resource, not my source. You would look at relationships and say, hey, look, listen, I enjoy your company, but I can definitely live without it, right? So it's detachment and sovereignty. Detachment and sovereignty, right? So thank you so much, Melissa Reed. I appreciate that, CA. So the spiritual path can involve a detachment from external sources of comfort and validation. In other words, the things that you used to be codependent on, the more that you're growing and evolving in Christ, you will become less codependent on those things, or you will develop a not need for those things at all. I don't even need it at all. I used to be wrapped up in that, used to thought that I needed your love, I needed your support, I needed this relationship, I needed this job, I needed these friends in order for me to feel whole, in order for me to feel like I was somebody. I thought that I needed to be connected to other folk. I thought I needed other folk, you know what I'm saying, validation. I needed them to pat me on my back. I needed them to say good job. I needed them to support me. I needed them to be on board. And the more that you're operating with Christ conscious and you're becoming one with yourself and you are knowing who you are, knowing your worth, knowing what you bring to the table, then all of a sudden you're no longer concerned or connected with the things of this world. You like, as long as me and God good, that's the only thing that I'm worried about. As long as me and God locked in, that's the only thing that I'm worried about. I'm not expecting for you to understand my assignment. I'm not expecting for you to applaud my assignment, right? I'm not expecting for that. You don't have heaven or hell to place me. The same struggle that I work up in every day is the same struggle that you wake up in every day. We both are trying to find our way in this world. You are in no better position than I'm in, right? Ain't that's how you look at folk on your job? When you go to job and all of y'all right there are hourly employees. I don't know about y'all, but this be me. When I worked a job, when I was an hourly employee, it was nowhere in the world that I'm going to date nobody for my job. All of us make the same thing. You cannot help me in no type of way, shape, or form. We both making the same salary. We both come, no. I need to date up. I believe in dating up, baby. I got to date up. I don't date down. I got to date up. Judge me all you want to, baby. I do not care. Y'all should know that about me, baby. Yeah, and if they over here getting coaching from me, I tell them that too. Yeah, come book a session. Book a session, baby. Date up. Date up, baby. I don't date down. I date up. I date up. No, ma'am, I don't. And I don't. You can judge me all you want to. I don't. Yeah, I got to date up. I got to date up. Something about that just don't sit well in my spirit. Okay, that don't sit well in my spirit. I get it. I do. I really and truly do. I get it. It's just not for me. You go do whatever you want to do, but I don't believe in dating down. I got to date up. I got to date up. I'm looking. Yeah, I have to date up, sweets. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You're very beautiful, but I got to date up. It says the spiritual path can involve a detachment from external sources of comfort and validation, which can lead to a feeling of aloneness. However, this detachment is often a necessary step towards becoming sovereign and independent, allowing space for deeper self-understanding. That's deep right there. You see how in every single one of these notes, I show you how you are deceived? In each one of these notes that I'm giving you in the awakening, I'm exposing the deception. The deception is how the enemy operates, right? In each one of these notes that you guys have been given, I've been exposing to you deception. One thing that is consistent with the enemy is deception. He operates in deception. I'm going to read that whole entire note for you one more time. right? One more time so that you can fully understand exactly what I mean when I say that, right? So pay attention to this. It says a spiritual path, right? We're talking about detachment and sovereignty. That's bullet point number 2. And it says the spiritual path that involves a detachment from external sources of comfort and validation, which can lead to a feeling of aloneness. However, this detachment is often a necessary step towards becoming sovereign and independent, allowing space for deeper self-understanding. Where's the deception, coach? Where's the deception? The deception is when it says, which can lead to a feeling of aloneness. It's the feeling of aloneness. The feeling of aloneness is created within the body when you start separating yourself from things that are no longer servicing you. Right? That's when your body starts to deceive you. This is why, right? It starts to create these feelings and these thoughts that are not real. So this is why Paul says, I have to bring these other members within me. I have to shut them down daily. I have to rebuke them daily. I have to address them daily. Coach like to call them false feelings. Sweetheart, I'm not reading out of a book. I'm reading out of my notes. These are things that I've taken away to teach when it comes down to the spiritual transformation, things that you experience during the spiritual transformation. But I appreciate the fact that you feel like it's a book. These are just thoughts. And I'm breaking down each one of the thoughts. So what happens in these moments, I like to call it false feelings. It's not real. You feel like it's aloneness, but in all actuality, what it is, it feels like that, but in all actuality, what is it? It's necessary steps into becoming more sovereign and independent, allowing space for a deeper self-understanding. Now you understand why the enemy want to deceive you? Because if you stay the course and you continue to work at it, the more layers of yourself that you're going to expose to yourself, the more that you're going to deep dive into more of who you are and start making the corrections within yourself. See, you can't fix what you don't know is broken. So the enemy will try to deceive you with the false feelings and get you caught up in your false feelings. And you will say, Coach, I stopped working on myself because I was just by myself and I ain't really like being by myself like that, and whoop-de-whoop. And you will abort your whole mission and you will never expose the truth about you. You'll never believe how many people say, that's just how I am. That's just how I am. That's just how I am. Until we start working in these sessions. And I expose them to the fact, baby, that's not how you are. That's how you learned to be. That behavior was taught to you. You was exposed to that and you mirrored that as a child. And you hoarded that in your inner self as an adult. And so when certain things happen to you, you behave in this way and you don't understand the behavior because you haven't exposed yourself to the trauma, the unhealed trauma that lies within. I like that. The unhealed trauma that lies within. I like that. I like that a lot. So you don't know that it's there. You just think that I just act this way. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. And you can either take it or leave it. This is how you behave. Like, no. That's how you learn to be. But everything that you learned, you can unlearn. Everything that you learned, you can unlearn. But you have to use your DRC. You have to make a decision. You have to make a choice to say that I want something different. I want something bigger and better for my life. That I don't always want to respond that way. I don't always want to be that way. Like, I don't want to have this nasty disposition. I don't want people to think that I'm just this type of person. You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to grow. You have to be willing to disconnect yourself from that old self. But there's no way that you can disconnect yourself from your old self without assessing yourself. One of the things that I teach the chosen family is what? Before you make any type of adjustments, you have to make assessments first. And it's important to make assessments first because you don't want to throw out something that you need. Any good accountant, when they receive your books, what they're going to do is they're going to go through all of your spending. They're going to check everything that you got, right? This is called an assessment. They're going to go through all your spending. They're going to put all the priority things in the line. These are the things that you need. These are the things that are wasteful in your life. Before they can remove those things that are wasteful, they have to pull out all of your needs. This is how it is in your life on your spiritual journey as well. This is why you go to the coach. This is why you go to the therapist. This is why you go to these different facilities to seek mental and spiritual help and guidance, because you want to expose yourself to the unhealed trauma that lies within so that you can fix yourself, not from the outside in, but from the inside out. I got to get to know the real me. I got to deep dive into the real me, the true me, the me that lies within, so that I can fix these things. So when I step out, I don't just look good, I am good. Baby, this ain't cocky, this is secure. I know exactly who I am. I know what I carry. I know what I'm capable of. And you walk different, you talk different, your confidence is different. Now, that's when we say projection won't work like how it used to. Gaslighting won't work like how it used to. Things that you used to accept and cry and do it don't work like how it used to work. Why? Because of the knowledge that you now know. You're too smart for that now. Right? You're too smart for it now, right? So detachment and sovereignty, it makes you become an individual that is independent, right? That's independent and also aware. Detachment and sovereignty, it makes you become a person that is independent and also super self-aware. It makes you what? It makes you independent. You're no longer codependent on things of this world. You no longer have external sources of comfort. You no longer relying on food to comfort you because you had a bad day, or you got to smoke, or you got to drink, or you got to do all of these things for you to decompress and unwind. You no longer have to lay up under folk and, be connected to folk and smile and grin and pretend to be okay. You don't have to do any of that. You no longer need those external sources to provide comfort for you, because now you're operating independent and super self-aware. It's different. So that point that we worked on today was detachment and sovereignty. And I'm going to read it one more time and we're going to get up out of here. My team is keeping me on time and I truly appreciate you guys. Detachment and sovereignty. The spiritual path can involve a detachment from external sources of comfort and validation, which can lead to a feeling of aloneness. However, this detachment is often a necessary step towards becoming sovereign and independent, allowing space for a deeper self-understanding. That's the one that we got to today. Like I said, we had issues with the Wi-Fi. So as of right now, we did the ego dissolution and aloneness, and we did detachment and sovereignty, and we got a couple of more that we're going to get to on tomorrow. Again, like I said, we ended up running over and having to start over and all of that, and I do apologize for the technical difficulties, but the Wi-Fi started doing what the Wi-Fi does, and that threw us all off course. So we will be back on course and ready to run. God's will, we'll be up and running in the morning, and we'll be on time for everything that we need to be on time for. I love you guys, and thank y'all so much for actually coming back, right? Coming back and staying over with me so that we can actually complete that, because one of the things is I really wanted to drop at least one brand new note. I thank God for the message that he gave us at the first part of the morning, man, because definitely that was all him. I didn't have any of that in my notes. So we thank God for him moving and showing up and filling this space, you know, this space and your space and your heart on this morning, making his great appearance. We love it when he comes in, right? We love it when he come in and spend the morning with us. So thank God for that. And we also thank God for the new information. And I want you guys to take that and just allow that to sit in your heart, take root in your heart as we continue on this spiritual journey of awakening, right? I love you guys. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It's your girl, Street Poet. I want you guys to do me a favor. If this message was what you needed on this morning, if it was motivation, confirmation, inspiration, or correction for you, if you saw yourself in some of that and you're like, you know what, I got some stuff in my life I need to work on, I want you to double tap on my screen and send me some love. Y'all almost reached 100K. I mean, y'all almost reached 200K over here, and this is a part two. Y'all did not play no games over here on TikTok. Y'all almost went up to 200K on a part two. Definitely wasn't expecting that. Double tap on my screen. Facebook, I don't know what it's doing. It's not letting me see if you guys are sending anything or not. For some reason, it is definitely hung up over there. Can I get 5 badges on IG? If you got what you needed this morning, if the word was the word for you, if you don't mind blessing me, let's get 5 badges rolling over there on IG. The CA is your favorite speaker. I absolutely love you guys, man. I want you guys to have an amazing day. You know, this is a good day. When you have the power to make it that way, you're going to have to go and have the day that you truly deserve, right? Go and have the day that you truly deserve. I love you guys so much, man. Y'all already know the end of this month, I will be in St. Lucia. I will go be in St. Lucia. I'm going to be the speaker for the women's conference out there, man. Big ups to everybody, my chosen family that's going to be out in St. Lucia celebrating right there with me, your international speaker, okay? We be all over the place, man. So I will be out there in St. Lucia. Thank you so much, friend Chetty. Thank you, Gigi. I couldn't catch that. I'm sorry, but thank you. Thank you, Gigi McGross over here on IG. I appreciate you. So I will be out in St. Lucia. When I come back from St. Lucia, you guys know July the 19th, I will be in Atlanta, Georgia, my second home. So Atlanta, Georgia, I am definitely on the way. Purpose for my pain. Thank you so much. Patience is key. I appreciate you so much. And after Atlanta, Georgia, I will be in Brooklyn, New York, man. New York, y'all already know how we gonna give it up when we get out there. The tickets are available right now on Eventbrite. From pain to purpose. From pain to purpose. Brooklyn, New York. The empowerment event is on Eventbrite right now. Go and grab your tickets. I am completely sold out of vendor slots. I have no more vendor slots available, but I do have some more seats available. So if you want to get in the room, if you want to be a part of that event, a very special event, the Eventbrite is up and is running, and it is, yeah, we're going to have us a time. That's going to be August the 23rd. You guys know my installment is going to take place right here in Columbia, South Carolina, August the 30th. And I am super excited about that. Yeah, man. So that's why I'm telling y'all this back going to have to get right, because I am not going to be limping up into my installment. I want to walk up into that. You know what I mean? If I got a limp, I got a limp though, but I ain't want a limp, right? So I want to make sure that I'm able to walk up in there. I'm doing all this work on myself because I want to be, you know what I'm saying, everything that God called me to do it, to be in that moment, man. I just, yeah, exactly. I ain't want to say that part, Shirley, but that's right. Y'all know I'm trying to put my little heel on. Y'all know Coach don't be doing too many heels, but baby, I'm trying to put my little pump on, okay? Trying to have my little pump pulled out for that day. And you know, yeah, I don't want to get y'all too excited because y'all like, oh, Coach gonna be out there in the pump. I ain't want to get y'all too excited because if the back ain't back, and then we ain't gonna be able to do it. But I'm gonna do my best, right, to make sure that I'm out there with it. I absolutely love you guys, man. I want you guys to have an amazing, amazing day. You know what I'm saying? And y'all go and be blessed. Go and be blessed. And as Tifa would say, go be a distributor of love. I watch her sound bowls in the morning, and I love when she say that, go be a distributor of love. I think that is so beautiful. That is a beautiful, beautiful closing, sis. I love that for you. Again, and make sure y'all, if y'all are able to, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, tap into the sound bowls. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tap into the sound bowl meditation that takes place right here on TikTok with Latifah's Way. Y'all tap into that because we do that every single morning, and it kind of sets the tone for devotion. And I like how she set it up. It kind of sets the tone for devotion, and we leave straight from there over into devotion. And I'm telling you, like, it creates a different type of vibe just with the vibrations and everything. It opens up the flow of all the positive energy, and there's plenty of love and warmness that comes from that as well. So if you guys do have TikTok, make sure you guys tapping into that starting at 7 a.m. I love you guys so much, man. Y'all go and have a wonderful